Hey you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. I am Tisha Marie. If you guys are new here, make sure that you click on the subscribe button because I've got some fire videos that are going to be coming your way. And as you can see by the title below, this video is going to be all about this face that I created using all drugstore products. So everything that I'm using to create this look that I have on right now is going to be all from the drugstore, all super affordable. If you guys maybe don't want to cash out on some of the products that I have been using before, or if you just want to see what the drugstore products are all about, stay tuned, keep watching and check it out and see what I use to create this flawless look, because I think it's looking pretty flawless. Don't you guys think? All right, so go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so as you guys can see, I already have my brows on, and the reason I already have my brows on is because I forgot to pick up a brow pencil at the drugstore, so I just used my Fenty brow pencil, and I'll try to link my video to the Fenty brow pencil above, or it'll be in the description box below. And what I'm gonna do is show you guys a little trick that I use because I have kind of unruly brows. They're a little bit curly. So I take this E.L.F pencil. It's not a pencil, it's their clear brow pencil. So it's kind of like a wax. And what I do is I go at the very front of my brow and kind of very lightly just put this on top in the way that my brow hairs grow and the way that I want them to stay all day. Because if I don't do this, then they tend to get a little bit unruly throughout the day. That kind of just sets the brow in place. And again, that is the E.L.F Clear Brow Wax Pencil. I believe this was like $2. I will link it below. I got it from Target. And another thing that I do with my brows, I don't do this every day, but I know some people like to do the concealer brow. The concealer that I'm going to be showing you guys is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. Mine is in the color Toffee. It's a little bit lighter than I like to use like under my eye, just so we can highlight the brow. And I just go right under it very lightly. I don't do too much. I just very lightly line under it. That's what my brows are looking like with just the concealer under it. Obviously, I'm going to blend this out. So I'm going to take my damp, excuse it because it's dirty, my damp Sonia Kashuk blender. And I'm just going to blend that out. And the way that I blend it, I kind of just wipe it, kind of like I'm wiping it away, because I don't want that to look harsh under there at all. So that pretty much kind of cleaned up the bottom of my brow and made it look a little bit nicer and neater. But the next thing that we're going to do is prep our skin. So I already have a moisturizer on my face. So what we're going to use, anytime you use makeup, you guys, you want to make sure that you prime your skin. So what priming does, it just like fills in your pores. It doesn't fill in your pores, but it kind of blurs your pores. And another thing that it does is it provides a barrier in between your makeup and your skin, because you don't want the makeup like just seeping into your pores. So that's why you want to use a primer. So the one that I'm using today is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. And I'm just going to take some on my hand. It's a clear gel. It just looks like that. I use like a pea size amount. That's enough for me. I don't go crazy with this or anything. And I just rub it together on my hands. And I start here where I tend to get oily and where you can see my pores the most. And I just rub it all in. Don't forget your forehead. All right, so one step that I see some people skipping altogether, and that I can't even lie, I skip most days because I just don't have time, but we got time today, so we're gonna go ahead and do this, is color correcting. So say if you have like dark circles under your eyes, darkness around your mouth area. I have the darkness around my mouth, so like here, and then like you can't really see it right now, but when I put a full face of foundation on and I take photos, or if I just go out in the natural light, there's like a gray cast right around here, and that's just because I have some darkness here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my orange color corrector, it's upside down, and it's the same as that concealer that I just showed you. It's the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and it's just in the color orange. It's called Orange Corrector. This one was also $3, I believe. Got it from Ulta. And I'm just going to, it has just a little brush tip. I'm not going to go crazy with this at all. I'm just going to put it where I need it the most. So here where I have darkness. And I didn't even squeeze it. I just went in with what was left. Because if you put too much of this on, what'll happen is even though you blend it out, you'll have trouble covering up with your foundation, and then it'll like turn your foundation orange in this area. And that has happened to me before. It was not fun, because then what you end up having to do is trying to put on more foundation to cover the orangeness, and you don't really want to do all that. Like, waste your foundation and just spend more time overall when you don't have to. So you see how that kind of covered up the darkness? I didn't even take a beauty blender or anything. I just literally blended out with my finger. Okay, so the foundation that we are going to be using today is going to be the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover. This one, it claims to be full coverage. You guys, I have never used this before. I just picked this up today. It is in the color Truffle. The reason that I chose this one is because it was $10 at my Target. So that was pretty cheap, affordable. And it has SPF 50. So for those of you that do not have an SPF in your moisturizer, at least try to make sure that you have an SPF of 30 to 50 in your foundation. And that can sometimes be hard to find. And it also is antioxidant enriched, and it has pollution protection in it. So it's going to protect you from all of the elements that are out in the air, like the pollution. So I'm just going to shake this up. It sounds super duper liquidy. So this is like a first impressions too on this foundation. So it has a little tip like this. The first foundation that I've seen that has this. To apply this, I'm going to use my dirty little Sonia Kashuk beauty blender. I got this from Target. It came 2 in a pack for like $8. So that's also Drugstore. And I'm just going to take this and squeeze some out on my hand. It is so liquidy. Oh my goodness. That's how much I'm going to start with for now. Let me hurry, because this is just going to run all over the place if I do not. And I hope that this is a good match for me. So I am going to actually take some on my finger and dab it on my skin. Okay, it looks like it'll be a good match, hopefully. I hope it's gonna be a good match. And it's full coverage. I don't use full coverage foundation, but we're gonna see what this is looking like today. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with my Sonia Kashuk beauty blender and blend away. It looks a little bit too dark, but the shade that was one down was a little bit too light. But what I'm going to actually do to kind of hide the fact that it's too dark is I'm going to blend it down on my neck, blend it down onto my neck, and I'm going to kind of brighten with a concealer. So guys, anytime that you have a foundation that's a little bit off in the color, but you still feel like you can work it out, I would just recommend to blend it down your neck. So just like that. And you can always blend it in with your concealer. Not blend it in with your concealer, but kind of hide it a little bit. Hide the fact that it's too dark. But I do like the finish of it. The finish is very pretty. Maybe I should go back and get the lighter color. And even if that's too light, I could maybe mix them and get a good match. I thought this would be my color though, but I guess I was wrong. But yeah, the finish of this is very pretty. So I actually don't think that looks bad. I'm just making sure I blend it down my neck so I don't hear you guys all in my comments like, ooh, your foundation is the wrong color. I know it's the wrong color. I just picked it up today. I'm not even gonna pretend like it's the right color. But moving right along, for our concealer, I am going to use the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. And you can find this at Ulta. You can also find it on Colourpop's website. I will link the Ulta site below. I want to say this was like $6 too. And this is not a new one. I did not just pick this up. I've actually had this in my stash for like 2 or 3 months just because I heard great things about it and it was affordable. So I wanted to go ahead and try it. So this one, you guys, I can tell you that this is a good concealer. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in and apply my concealer right under my eyes. So you guys can see that it's light. I'm not going to put too much, just enough. Alright, so I've got my concealer on, and if you guys are wondering, I got this in the color Dark 48. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend it in. Our foundation on, we've got our concealer on, and honestly I feel like my face is looking really good with that foundation. I was afraid that it was too dark, and it is still just a smidge too dark, but it is definitely workable, especially after I put that concealer. All right, so what we're going to use for our setting powder today is going to be the Maybelline Fit Me loose finishing powder, and I have it in the color medium deep. All right, so to apply my setting powder, I like to just take my damp beauty blender. I take the tip of it and I just kind of dip it in there a little bit, and then I tap it on the back of my hand, so that's what it looks like, and I'm just gonna tap it into my skin. So now we see how that concealer really brought everything together. I have the concealer, the setting powder, and everything on. So it kind of toned down the darkness of the foundation, right? So now it looks like it's a lot better of a match for me. Okay, so we are all done with our base. I think what I'm going to get into next is going to be an eyeshadow. So today we're going to be using the Colourpop eyeshadow palette in Exes and O's. It has like some nice dark burgundy browns. It has some pretty light colors in there. It's got some shimmers, some reds. So I think that this is a nice one to work with for fall. Oh, and this palette was only $12 at Ulta. Okay, you guys, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to prime my eyelid with the LA Girls Pro Concealer. So I don't use any special primer or anything. I just pop it right on my lid, just like this. And I'm going to take the shade Hokey, I think it's called, and I'm going to use that as my transition color. The brushes that I'm using are also by Sonia Kashuk. You can find them at Target. These are a set that I purchased just for eyeshadow. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, and for my outer corner, I am going to take the shade Reckless right here. So it's like a deep burgundy shade. And I'm going to take this little brush that also came in the Sonia Kashuk set. And I'm just dabbing it in here. And there is quite a bit of fallout with these shadows, so I'm just going to tap, tap, and go into my corner. Now I'm going to go back with my brush that I just used for the color Hokey. I'm not going to put any extra shadow on there. I'm just going to use what was left on there just to kind of blend the edge of this out. So it's not looking so harsh, you know? Corner, blend it in my transition shade. I'm gonna go back with this and I'm gonna do just not really a cut crease, but I want to make sure that the color that I put on my lid pops. So I'm going to put some more of this concealer on there. I'm going to go in with my large eyeshadow brush, also by Sonia Kashuk. And I'm going to use the shade Rookie. It's Rookie. Rookie is like a metallic brown, but it has like these pretty goldish greenish metallic flakes in it. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that on my lid. And to kind of transition between those two colors, I'm going to go in with 20 something, which is just like a really shimmery gold. And I'm going to use this little shadow brush. I'm not going to do too much because I just want to transition those two colors together. Alright, so that actually didn't exactly do what I wanted it to do. So I'm just going to blend my outer corner in just a little bit more. And that's the eye look that I'm going to go with. Alright, you guys, so I just went in with Reckless and Rookie on my bottom lash line. And now I'm going to take some of Know Better and just put it on my inner tear duct. I'm just going to pop it in there really quick. And that is the eye look that we have for today. And that was using the Colourpop, Exes, and O's palette. So I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Kohl Crayon Color Icon pencil. It's an eyeliner pencil. This one you can find at Target for 99¢. And I'm just going to pop it on my bottom lash line. Okay, so we got our top and bottom liner on. So what we're going to do next is go in with, this says it's a baked bronzer. It's by Black Radiance, but as you can see, it's got some metallic flakes in it. And I would not be using any metallic flakes in my bronzer. So I'm just going to try to use this as like a blush highlighter maybe. In the color Flawless, I'm just going to take this little brush that I don't even know what the label is on it. Just gonna pop this brush into this and basically hope for the best. So it actually kind of works as a subtle highlight. What we're gonna do next is, let's see, we can pop on some lashes before we do our lip look. So I'm just going to take this little duo eyelash glue that you can find at pretty much anywhere, Walmart or Target. And I'm going to use the black side because it just blends in with my eyeliner. And a little tip for you guys, if you have issues putting on eyelashes like I do, which is why I never wear them, is you can actually take your little eyelash glue brush and just brush it onto your lash line instead of putting it onto your lashes, and that helps them to apply a lot more easier. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. We are going to be applying today are these Eylure London Luxe Silk lashes, and they're in the style Asher. So that's what these look like. I got these from Target. So almost everything in this video I got from Target, but I believe they also may sell these at Walmart. Now we got our lashes on. Our look is pretty much come all the way together. So one thing I can say about these lashes is if you are doing more of a dramatic eyeshadow, I would not recommend this specific style just because it is so dramatic and out there that it tends to kind of cover up the eyeshadow look that you did. So you won't really see it because the lashes are kind of in the way. If you're doing more of a neutral or like brown type of eyeshadow look, or you're just not wearing any eyeshadow at all, I would definitely go with these because it's like you don't really too much care that it's covering anything up. But these are one of my favorite eyelash styles, so I did want to incorporate that into this video so I could show it to you guys. The very last thing that we have today is a lip. So the lip that we are going to do is going to be by the Lip Bar. And this is going to be in the shade Rebel, and it is a matte liquid lipstick. So what I do like about the Lip Bar is that it is a black owned company and it's vegan, and this is a really good formula. It dries down super matte, but it still is very, very comfortable on the lips. So we're going to go ahead and pop this on our lips. Guys, so we are finally done. This is our full face of Drugstore product. And I mean, if you were to just be tuning into this video and you didn't know what products I had used in my face, I can guarantee you that you probably wouldn't think that all of them came from the drugstore. You guys, just because drugstore products are cheaper or because they're in the drugstore, like they're not in Sephora, they're not higher end brands, some of them actually use like the same formula, same ingredients. They have the same quality, same pigmentation, sometimes as some of those higher end brands that some of us are used to, or some of us are like really excited to try. So yeah, I really like how this look turned out. As I said before, all of the products that I use will be in the description box below. So if you guys like this video, or if you've tried any of these products, leave me a comment below and let me know what you guys think of them. Did I use any of your favorites? If there are any drugstore products that you guys want to see me use or review on here, leave that below too. Like, what are some of you guys' favorite drugstore products? I would like to check some of those out myself. As usual, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. Make sure you click that subscribe button and the notification bell below too, so you won't miss any of my videos. The notification bell is going to pop a notification on your phone to tell you right when I upload, so you'll get to be one of the first people to watch. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.